News now at this hour begins in the west of the continent, where the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and oil marketers have attributed the ongoing fuel scarcity in the country to supply disruptions at key depots, just as black marketers are exploiting the situation, with prices reaching as high as 1,300 naira to 1,500 naira per litre in parts of Lagos and Ogun states. Reports indicate that some oil marketers and transporters have reduced the number of trucks dispatched to load petrol in anticipation of a planned statewide hunger protest. Several PMS dealers have instructed their drivers to park their trucks, especially those transporting fuel from coastal depots in the south to the hinterlands in the north. This reduction in fuel distribution has contributed to long queues at petrol stations in Abuja, Nasarawa, Niger, Lagos, and Ogun. The NNPCL noted that the fuel queues were also caused by hitches in the discharge operations of a few vessels. The company assured the public that it is working around the clock with all stakeholders to resolve the situation and restore normalcy in operations. And at this point, to help us understand what is happening in some parts of Nigeria, we have Chizoba Anyonwe, who will be talking to us, of course, from Jos, right there in the capital of course, Plateau State in Nigeria. Chizoba Anyonwe, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for starting by to give us the update. So tell us, what's the pump price saying right now where you are?
Okay, well, I am at the Jos NNPC mega station, and the pump price is 817 naira. 617 naira. But unfortunately, you can see the queue behind me. It is alarming. And so many of these motorists have been here since Saturday. Today is Monday, since Saturday. And so what they do is they stay here on the queue to ensure they are able to buy the fuel. But unfortunately, nothing has been done. They've not bought anything since that Saturday. And they just stay here. When it's night, they leave their cars here, go back home, pass the night, and then come back and continue again. So it's a very sad situation, and it's not like they have an option. The next option is to go to other fuel stations to buy. Unfortunately, too, those ones do not have the commodity. They don't have the product. So many of them are saying that, well, they have managed to have the money available, but to have the product to buy to buy the fuel is the issue they are facing. So everybody has different cries concerning the scarcity of fuel in the country. Other stations where we also visited, most of them do not even have the product on the ground. Those that have are selling between 813, 820, 830, 850. It is sad. In fact, I beg your pardon, the weather is actually cold here.
We're
running on 17 degrees centigrade actually this morning. So pardon me for that. So I have Mr. Adejo here, who will join me now to tell you a bit of what he has felt in the past few days trying to get this commodity. Mr. Adejo, tell us what you think about this situation.
Good morning.
Speak louder.
Good morning. I'm grateful for this opportunity to air out the terrible situation we are facing in our country, Nigeria. Right now, you can see the situation on ground. We are now at Jos Mega Filling Station, very close to Secretariat Junction. Like me personally, I've been here since on Saturday. Today is Monday. I used to leave my vehicle, go back home and come back again, go back home and come back. We are here this morning, not even knowing what is going to happen next. Right now, we have been here since 7 a.m. in the morning. That is the actual time they normally start selling their fuel. But right now, we are still waiting. Like yesterday, we waited. Saturday, we waited. So we are still waiting. We don't know what is really happening. Their own actual price is 617. Like other filling station, when you go there, you see different prices. Even the product right now is not available. That is the situation on ground. People manage to, raise money, but we are not even talking about money now. We are talking about the product being available. So the unavailability of this fuel product is causing a lot of confusion in our country, Nigeria, or instability in our businesses and otherwise. So everyone is looking up to our government to change this situation because it's very, very unbearable. So we don't know where we are heading to as a country and as citizens. It's only God right now. It's unbearable. You know, hardship is increasing. There is a lot of inflation on price on commodities and otherwise. So it's unbearable. We don't know what is happening next. You can see, if you are conversant with just environment, this line has gone beyond National Library, even to the cop to that Christ Embassy. It has no end. People are just waiting. So we don't know what's happening. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Dejo is one of the motorists that have suffered this incident. Yes. Oh, okay, so you have heard it. And if you can see behind me, there's a truck actually trying to gain entrance into the station, the fuel station. But unfortunately, we are meant to understand that it broke down at that same point. And so because of that, motorists can't even gain entrance to go buy the fuel. So these are some of the situations and the challenges we are facing on the plateau.
Yeah, all right, thank you so much, Isabel, for giving us this update. I will actually get back to you in course. But then let's quickly dash down to Idbalani Omoni, who's also standing by to give us the situation update as regards fuel scarcity in and around where he is. Of course, Niyi, can you actually confirm where you are right now and tell us what the situation is?
Good morning, Leko. I'm currently on College Road around Ogba, which is quite a long stretch and houses about 6 to 7 filling stations. But I'm currently in front of two opposite fuel stations, which is an independent oil station and the government-owned oil station, NNPC, just at my right-hand side here. Leko, I can tell you for a fact that people are agitated, people are angry, people are exhausted. From people we've spoken to earlier this morning, most of them have been here from 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. In fact, one man was almost wailing this morning, noting that he has been called several times from his office. He works at a factory and does not know what excuse to give them because this is the same excuse he gave on Friday. Now, while NNPC started selling for a pump price of 568 naira, they started at around 810 thereabouts. Meanwhile, the independent marketers on the other side, opposite side of this place, were selling at around 800, depending on what is available at the time or depending on the way they feel at the time. But I'm here with Stephen. Stephen is one of Lagosian who has been trying to get fuel for his keg. And I just wanted to share his own experience. Stephen, how long have you been here and why have they not sold fuel to you at this time?
I've been here since 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. this morning. So they say they don't used to sell to kegs. They don't sell to kegs anymore. So I'm looking for a means that I can get for maybe to give one of the car drivers so that when he has fuel his own, he can help me to get my own. That's why I'm standing here again. And it's up to now, it's up to 8 o'clock now. I haven't get since 6. I have not even seen one means of having maybe a drop. And the queue here is too long.
You've heard it from Stephen. Stephen is just one of the very many who are affected by this. The motorists are more agitated even than how Stephen is. And most of them are not even willing to talk. Immediately we come to them, they're like, oh no, please, I don't want to have this. I'm rushing to work. I'm already stranded. So it's a whole lot happening here, Leko. It's a whole lot.
So it's quite interesting that even while this is going on, we still get reports of black marketers being able to access the same fuel and sell it at exorbitant prices to wood buyers. So I'd like to find out from you if you have noticed any of that in and around that area.
Leko, earlier at around past 7 when we got here, we caught glimpse of some black marketers trying to sell their petrol. They sold 5 liters for 6,000 naira, which is about 1,000 plus for a liter. and this was ongoing for about 30 to 40 minutes. But as of now, when we tried checking, most of them don't even have the product anymore, which is a problem. So I want to believe, or from what we could hear also, from the rumors we heard, that was that they had liaised with some of these oil marketers and these fuel stations to get fuel over the night, and now they're selling for higher prices. For now, no black marketer is seen around or trying to sell, or the ones we saw have moved further down the road to ensure that they don't have any clash with authorities. We have last mile officials here currently trying to control the traffic and make sure that there's no impediment to traffic flow whatsoever. But for black marketers, no, for now, we've not seen any. But we saw them earlier in the morning selling for as high as 1,000 plus for a litre. And I must just chip it in, Lakon. These has further exacerbated the agitations of people over the conditions and the economic situations in the country. I intentionally even asked one of the residents that, how does he feel with this current situation and with the planned protest? And it was like, oh, no, with these things happening, they will have to come out, they will have to do. But we've heard this 1,000 times. The question is, will this agitation translate to people coming out for the protest? Now, these are the questions. But for now, a lot of people are still stranded here. They are still stranded. Let me give you a perfect view of what I'm talking about. NNPC is still selling, no doubt, but it's quite slow. It doesn't really account for the number of people we still have on the queue. They're selling, people are trickling in ones, in twos, and you can see their facial expression, the frustration on their faces for being here for 3 hours, 4 hours, when they could be doing something better with their time. But they are here trying to use their own money, their hard-earned money, to buy what they need for their vehicles.
Okay, so finally, Lee, before I let you go, it's understandable when we have situations like this, but it's even worrisome if they don't even understand, most especially both the sellers and the buyers, why we have gotten to this point. So I don't know, in any of your interactions with any of the divides, do they even understand why there is fuel scarcity in the first place, if you've actually had the opportunity to talk to any one of them?
Lakon, the very first answer I got when I asked a resident that question was, bros, I don't care whatever it is. Whatever it is, they should just fix it. And that was how agitated it was, because most of them don't even know why. It's not the first time we're having fuel shortages or fuel crisis in Lagos, even in Nigeria as a whole. And there has been various reasons: adulterated petrol, lack of petrol, a shortage of petrol, issues in distribution, and so many other reasons. So this time around, most of them don't even know the reason. And they do not really care what the reason is. They just want it fixed, because a lot, as according to what they said, they've gone through enough with the government, and now they just need it fixed. In fact, one resident was even suggesting to the government to buy all these independent marketers, oil stations, so that since they usually have fuel, I'm even surprised the NNPC here actually has fuel, because most times when we pass through this route, they usually have their gates closed. So it's a little bit surprising that right now they're selling. But most times it's the independent oil marketers that usually have fuel. And he was sharing his own opinion or recommendation that the government should actually buy off those independent marketers and just make the fuel available. They don't care if they're buying for a higher rate. They don't care if the per litre is about 1,000 plus. They just want it available, and that's all they want.
Thank you so much, Need Balani, for sharing this with us. We'll continue to keep tabs with you to get more details. But in the meantime, I'm joined by the president of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Abubakar Bigandi Garima. Thank you so much, Mr. Garima, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's quite nice to know that you're here to talk about this, because this speaks more to you. Now, we've gotten several feelers from different reporters on the field saying that prices have skyrocketed, some filling stations are not selling, and a lot of people don't even know why there's fuel scarcity in the first place. So I'd like to find out from you, why are there disruptions to the load, to even the supply and the loading of PMS at depots in Nigeria?
Well, in fact, through the information that we received through the NNPCL, they have conjunction of the traffic on the higher sea where the daughter vessel is supposed to go and get the product through the mother vessels. So there is traffic clearance. That is the reason why they cannot be able to supply the product to the various tank farms. But they said very soon they will be able to see they eradicated this problem that they are having.
But then I'm just wondering, okay, so now that we have disruptions, how does that now translate into the increase in pump price? Was there a meeting to actually increase the price? Was there someone or a body that sanctioned that the price should be increased? Because I don't know where, the correlation is.
Well, the increase of price, normally we independent petroleum marketers who are not getting our product direct, we rely on the depot owners. We have to go through the depot owners and buy this product. And these depot owners, immediately when they see any small changes, they increase price for us.
So did they actually increase the price?
Subject to our marketers. Hello?
So as at the point where you meet the depot owners and you say you want to buy fuel, did they increase the price at the depots?
Yes, the depot owners are increasing price to my marketers. So my marketers, if they buy this product through them, when they come to their filling station, they have to add their margin. So that is just what is happening. And that is the reason why we have been appealing to the NNPCL, since they are the sole importer of this petroleum product, they should be giving us our product direct so that we can be able to reduce the price to the masses and Nigerian populace.
Okay, so fine. Now, when you look at the questions and the reasons, one of what we got was that, okay, there's a planned protest coming up. And I'm just wondering how that also affects the marketers and the transporters that, according to reports, are said to be reducing the number of trucks dispatched to load petrol at the depots. So I'd like you to give us clarification on that too. Probably there's a directive for them to reduce the number of trucks because there's a brewing protest coming up.
Well, for the protesters, all what I know, we independent petroleum marketers were not protesting because we know how the government is doing their best to see that they solve Nigerian problem. So we are not part of the protesters, but rather what we are appealing to the NNPC, let them supply our product direct so that we can be able to sell it to the marketers at a lower rate, and these marketers can be able to discharge it and sell it to the motorists at a lower price.
So if you are saying that the NNPCL should supply the fuel price to you directly, so that would mean eliminating the truck or the depot owners, which happens to be the middlemen when it comes to the supply chain. Is that what you mean in terms of the implication?
Yes, exactly. That is what they mean. What I mean, instead of giving the depot owners the product to sell to us, let the NNPC give us our product direct so that we can be able to give our marketers to discharge in their filling station. And remember that we independent petroleum marketers, we are having the highest numbers of retail outlets in the country. We cover almost 85% of retail outlets. So that is the reason why you have been seeing this hardship is going on.
All right, before I let you go, I'd like to find out, does this cut across, the regions in Nigeria in terms of these fuel hikes and the shortages that we are seeing? Because it seems as though it's more prominent in Lagos, Ogun, and the Federal Capital Territory.
Pardon?
So I said I want to find out in terms of the shortages in the supply of petrol to the filling stations, of course, the independent marketers own filling stations, and the fact that there's a hike in price of this commodity. Does it cut across the length and breadth of Nigeria, across the regions? Because what we've noticed that it's more pronounced in Lagos, Ogun, and the Federal Capital Territory.
Well, in fact, through the information that we have been receiving through the NNPCL, they are informing us the product will soon come to the private depot and discharge. So actually we are waiting so that immediately when they discharge, already our money is there with them. We can be able to go and see how we can start loading this product.
All right, Abubakar Migandi Garima, thank you so much for sharing these updates with us.